My name is Peter, and I'm founder and CEO of a very large software platform. We're out of beta, stable code. It's very large, about 600,000 lines of finished code. What we do is we're in the event production support business. We have the largest software application in that entire business. So it's a very, very large platform, a little bit like maybe a multi-headed hydra. We do everything from ticketing to social network to automating email process, mobile app processes, forward-facing website processes. It's a very, very robust system. I had a very difficult problem that I was facing, literally catastrophic, in that the company was primarily myself and my partner. I had founded the company and funded the company, and then I had a brilliant CTO that brought everything to production code. A great combo. And over the course of working together for close to 6 years, bringing the project to life out of beta, at the moment that we came to the point of realizing we're coming to market, it became unfortunately vividly clear that his goals and my goals were very, very different. Extremely different, irrevocably different. And that created all kinds of natural drama, as you could imagine. Most significantly was this individual is a really, really smart person. And therefore, because of his worries, instantly became something of a formidable opponent in wanting to split the company and what's going to happen, and things got really scary and really ugly really, really quick. I found working with the Scorpion consultants very pleasant, a great relief, in that with my story, I was going from huge drama with a very scary outcome to, because of Scorpion's professionalism, personality, and technical skills, letting the whole thing settle down and just settle down into something that was a much more relaxed outcome. So the first part of the engagement was all of those people skills, and the second part of the engagement was just tracking through and getting the job done, and there literally wasn't a hitch. My old developers had a lot to be twitchy about, and nothing that Scorpion ever did got them twitchy. The thing that's different about Scorpion and other firms is other firms have a fundamentally different outlook on how to do business. With other firms, you've got the people in the firm, and they're in the firm, and you're hiring those people and their skill sets in the firm. And if you're lucky that those are the right people for the time that you do business with them, great. But that creates secondary issues. With me, with Scorpion, because Scorpion has something they call the Concierge service, because Scorpion, the first thing they do after defining scope is they choose the best of the best of the best to work with you. What I know is on each project, and believe me, because I've built such a huge software platform, I know that each project's different. They just are. The skills that are required are different. That Scorpion defines scope, finds the best people, and then we get the best people on the job. That creates a sense of confidence in my mind, and a much better, a more trustworthy, how do I say this, a much more trustworthy economic envelope. Because I know scope, I know the people, I know how much an hour, I know what's going to happen, whereas with the other types of companies, you kind of really don't know what the outcome is going to be. And in addition, I say this because I've managed many of these styles of projects. With Scorpion, Scorpion is more managing me, whereas with the other companies, I'm having to manage them down to the tiniest detail. I always joke down to the pixel level to make sure it's right, because the joke that I was told when I first got into this business is if you don't manage them down to the pixel level, there's only one thing guaranteed, is they're going to give you what you don't want. And that's very different in my experience with Scorpion. Scorpion has a model called the Concierge model that I had heard Walter talk about in passing a few times, and I actually didn't truly understand it until I began to do business with him. Now I understand it vividly. The Concierge model makes a ton of sense in today's development world, software development world. And fundamentally what it says in Walter's vision is Scorpion's intention is to gather the best minds, technical minds in the world that want to work together, that like to work together because they like working with like-minded, brilliant others, and therefore have a pool or a group of people then that you can choose from to choose the absolute best person for the best job. And when you do that, you go from the functional specification of what you want to do to defining scope and then figuring out who you need and going out and getting the best of those people. And as a result, you get the best bang for your buck and the best quality. It's a really interesting concept. The Concierge model, the way it worked for me, was those people knew exactly what they were going to do, and they drove the business to exactly match scope, and nothing went wrong. So therefore, the Concierge concept has a huge value to me, because as I move forward, I go to Scorpion, to my virtual CTO. We decide what we need to do. He goes out and finds the right people. We do functional spec, define scope, get going, and we do it in a very quality way. That's the kind of thing that I can talk to investors about and have it make sense. It's a very, very different way of doing business that so far has worked very well for me. The concept of a virtual CTO is an interesting one. I didn't know about it. I'm embarrassed that I didn't know about it until I began to work with Scorpion. And my experience has been superb. So with Scorpion's concept of concierge service, and in part that means choosing a CTO, and who is also a part-time CTO, my experience has been phenomenal. So my choice, the person that is with me, I feel fully confident leading forward into the coming years. We can finish each other's words. He's really the right person personality-wise. He's the right person technically. And it's a great concept. It's a great idea, and it works really well. I frankly don't think the idea would work with a company that didn't have the concierge concept like Scorpion does. The point is, part-time CTO sounds nice, easy to say, but that person needs to be the right person. How do you find him? But that part-time CTO is really only of value in terms of how well he can handle his high-level skills, but which people he can get underneath him for the particular job at the hand. So a part-time CTO that does not have a vast number of talented individuals at his choice kind of doesn't work. And so the concept, therefore, in my mind, of part-time CTO is linked to the concierge model. And without that, it sounds nice, but it's not really there. So the benefit of the Scorpion solution had a short-term benefit and a long-term benefit. The short-term benefit was getting everybody comfortable that nothing crazy was going to happen as we were going to go through our escrow process of having my partner and I split the company and go our separate ways. And so the first thing was the escrow and managing the escrow and going through the escrow. The second thing was assuring that my company could continue after this split by having appropriate, competent technical support after the split with my earlier CTO. Scorpion responds very quickly. My experience was that all phone calls were returned within 4 hours, text messages immediately, emails overnight. They were extremely responsive. Obviously, because of the sensitivity of my relatively simple technical job of the escrow, but the very complex personalities that were going on, this was important. And their communications were excellent all the way through.